Before we go any further in your storytelling journey, let's pause for some questions. What if I only know a few names? What if I find a family secret? Am I even interested enough to be writing about myself? If you've asked yourself any of these questions, you're not alone, and you're in exactly the right place. In this special question and answers episode, I'm diving into the most common and sometimes unexpected questions I get from people just like you. Those starting their family history journey and those already knee-deep in archives. Some questions are practical, some are personal, and a few might even make you laugh. But every question points back to one truth. Your story matters, and so does the journey to tell it. So let's get into it, the myths, the messy parts, and the moments of aha, because the answers might just be the push you need to take the next step. How do I begin researching my family history if I only know a few names? Well, start with what you do know. Parents, grandparents, siblings, children. That's your root line. Then ask the oldest person in your family what they remember. Bonus points if they come up with stories and snacks. What tools or websites should I use to start researching my ancestry? Start with Ancestry.com if you want a guided tour. It's very user-friendly. Or FamilySearch.org if you love a good freebie. Both are great, and both can send you down a rabbit hole faster than binge watching your favorite series. I'm not a historian. Can I still write a family story that's meaningful? Absolutely. Neither am I. Google is your friend, and fact-checking is your safety net. You don't need a degree, just a heart and curiosity. How do I know the information I found online is accurate? Well, use logic. If somebody supposedly gave birth 6 years after their death, maybe you don't put that in the information. Always check sources, and when in doubt, go back to the original records. What if some family records are missing or destroyed in a fire or flood? First, don't panic. Fires happen, so do floods and misfiled papers. Look for workarounds. Death certificates, obituaries, family Bibles, funeral cards. Clues are everywhere. Become a detective. How do I use census records to add context to my family story? Census records are gold. They will tell you where they lived, what they did, who they lived with, and even if grandma actually spoke English. What a treasure trove. Why is it important to share family stories, not just facts and dates? Because born in 1892 and died in 1941 doesn't exactly make you cry or laugh. But surviving a war, baking sourdough through the Depression, or hiding love letters in a sewing box, now that's unforgettable. How can I identify important themes in my family story? Well, you look for patterns. Are your people fighters, caregivers, survivors, entrepreneurs? These reoccurring traits help define the soul of your story. How do I add historical context to make my ancestors' story more relatable? Well, you overlay their lives with world events, local history, or cultural moments. Did they grow up during a war? Survive the Great Depression? Google what life was like during that time. Suddenly, their story is part of a much bigger one. What if I don't consider my life interesting enough for an autobiography? Spoiler alert, you're wrong. You don't need to be famous. Share your values, lessons, and moments that shaped you. Your story might be exactly what the future grandchild needs to hear. Think about that. What are some writing prompts or questions to help start a family interview? I would start light. What's your favorite childhood memory or your first memory? Then move deeper. What's something you learned from your parents? Bonus tip, always hit record to capture the moment. What if I find a family secret or sensitive information? Should I include it? Well, it depends. You want to handle it with care. If it involves living relatives, talk to them first. Sometimes those hard stories offer the most healing, but never at the expense of someone else's peace. What makes a family story truly memorable? It's not perfection, it's connection. Honest stories, emotional truths, little details, the voice, the quirks, the love. That's what people will treasure. So hopefully we answered some of your questions. The stories are there, some already told, some waiting to be discovered, and some only you can preserve. What's the next step? Write down one memory or family story today and review a relative this week. Just ask a good question. Choose a tool, Ancestry or Family Search, and start organizing. Record your voice or story. Even 60 seconds can last forever. Join our conversation. What is the family story you don't want to be forgotten? Share it with the comments below. Like this video if it gave you inspiration. Subscribe to continue the journey with us. You don't have to be a historian to tell a powerful story, just someone who cares enough to begin. Thank you for joining us. I hope you gain some valuable information and become inspired to share your story.